Hey everyone, it's Joe back again from buildassetsonline.com. Today I'm going to show you step by step exactly how you can set up an Amazon affiliate website. As you may or may not know, my brother Mike and I make most of our money with high ticket dropshipping and Kindle publishing, but Amazon affiliate is becoming a bigger part of our portfolio year after year. This year, we've generated over $11,000 in commissions pretty passively, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing. There will be a few affiliate links mentioned in this video, and of course you don't have to use them, but if you do, we really appreciate it, and it justifies us making more in-depth tutorial videos like this one. Here's what you're going to learn in this video. Number 1, how to find good products on Amazon that you can become an affiliate for. Number 2, how to do keyword research the right way so when you write your blog posts, they end up ranking really quickly and you end up getting commissioned a lot faster. Number 3, how to pick a good domain name and get good hosting, and believe me, it makes a big difference. Number 4, how to set up your website with the essential plugins for an Amazon affiliate site. Number 5, how to write your blog posts quickly and efficiently, and all done in a way that's SEO friendly. I'm ready, hope you're ready too. Let's get started. So first, you're going to want to head over to Amazon.com to start the product research process, and you'll also want to pull up this Amazon affiliate commission table. Just type in Amazon Associates Program Standard Fee Schedule, and that should come up right in Google there. So this is just the table of what percentage you get by category. Now, this is important because you don't want to pick a category like physical video games or video game consoles and just make a 1% commission. You're going to want to stick with stuff that's, ideally 4% or above. Obviously, the higher the better, but, most practically, you're probably going to fit somewhere between the 4 and 6% range, maybe the 8%. That's also great if you can do that. It's also important that while you can be an affiliate for anything, the bread and butter of what you're looking for is probably going to be $50 or above, because as you can see with these percentages of what you're going to be making, you want to make sure that you're making enough on each order to justify having the site. If you're making 20 cents, 50 cents for every order, now you will get those types of orders because when someone orders on Amazon with your affiliate link, you actually get a percentage of everything they order, but you just don't want to have the bulk of what your site is selling be between 20 and 50 cents. I actually have a site like that, and on those pages, it's got a lot of pages with cheap stuff, and it just doesn't earn that much, even though it gets a lot of traffic for that reason. So if you're going to put in the effort to get the traffic, make sure you choose something where you're making at least a good $4 or $5 per order. That makes a big difference. So let's go back over to Amazon here. So for the sake of example here, I am going to be using a demo website I have in the singing niche. And I don't really know much about singing, but we're going to find a bunch of products here on Amazon as we do this research. So let's go over to the categories, go to all. Let's see if we can find the musical instruments here. I'm not sure it's here. Musical instruments. Now, I don't want you to get pigeonholed into thinking that musical instruments are the only thing you can do for singing or music, but let's give it a shot. Let's just press A and see what comes up. Cool. So there's all sorts of stuff on here. I don't know anything about this niche, about singing, about music, but if you are going to be doing this yourself, I highly recommend you spend a few hours at least learning about what the popular products are. So I want to introduce you to some of these filters over here. This is really important. So I just typed in A just to start the process, but I like to just select things, like I said, $50 to $100. You can also use this filter over here, maybe set it at $1,000. Yes, you can make sales on Amazon that are over $1,000. This is something that popped up here. One thing I'm looking at is it has a lot of reviews. It's Prime, and I can tell that it's probably selling pretty regularly just because it has a lot of reviews. So let's take a look at this. This fits the price category. It's a singing machine, karaoke. The listing looks really good. It's not like a junk listing, because you'll find a lot of junk listings on Amazon. It's 171 in the category of musical instruments, which is really good. You don't want to, that it's going to be selling a decent amount just because it's high up in the category. And it's number 1 in karaoke portable systems. So it's the best selling product in this entire karaoke category. So That's definitely a good sign. If you send someone from your website to something like this, there's a good chance they're going to buy it because it's already pretty popular. So it's really that social proof coming into play here. You want to send people to stuff that's already popular. Just make sure, I'll go down to the reviews, make sure recent stuff is coming in. Yeah, there is some negative stuff here, but that's okay. But yeah, you can see some recent stuff coming in, so that indicates that, like the sales rank indicates that it's a popular product. But this product aside, it's also important to look at this and think about that there is demand for karaoke machines on Amazon. That's the number one thing you want to think about. It's not necessarily about the specific karaoke machine you're selling, but you want to know that there's demand for karaoke machines on Amazon. And if we go to this category, the karaoke portable systems, you can see there's a bunch of different karaoke machines, different microphones, some for kids, one that hooks up to your phone. There's all sorts of things. Like this is like a more expensive one right here, comes with a subwoofer. There's this whole category of karaoke, and it's a category worth exploring because the prices are generally pretty good. Yeah, you have some cheap stuff here, but a lot of the stuff is $50 or over. Not to say you couldn't make any money from this cheap stuff, but yeah, it just looks like a good category. And it's not going to be something that everyone goes after, like kitchen or pets or something like that. So you definitely want to think about these little micro niches, at least when you are getting started. When you're doing this yourself, don't get bogged down and think that you need to meet certain metrics, looking at the sales rank on Amazon and like the specific number of reviews or something like that. Just go and identify unique product lines that you think not many other people are going after, and we're going to use that as the base for when we start our keyword research right now. So the entire purpose of that exercise was to research and find out unique products that have a decent demand. And I think we've clearly done that with karaoke machines. You can see that there's a lot of them that sell pretty frequently. They have reviews coming in regularly, and the price range is pretty good for something you'd want to be an affiliate for on Amazon. So it all starts with one product line. You don't need to identify a bunch of different product lines out the gate. So we can start with this and come up with a bunch of different keywords that we can use for Amazon affiliate articles for karaoke machines. So before we head over to Google, I want to introduce you to the two most popular and probably the best types of keyword modifiers for Amazon affiliate articles. Now, we've got the best blank for blank, some call it the best X for Y. And as an example of the karaoke machines, you can do best karaoke machines for 6-year-olds. And we have the blank versus blank, some refer to it as the X versus Y. So these are two karaoke machine models. So karaoke machine USA GF842 versus GF846. So people are trying to compare two models with this one, and they're trying to find the best karaoke machine for their specific need with this one. Now there's a few reasons why these are good types of keywords. It's because they're what's considered long tail keywords, and there's not going to be that many sites going after keywords like this. There just are not going to be as many compared to as many sites going after just the keyword best karaoke machines. You're probably not going to rank for best karaoke machines or karaoke machines with a new site. So when you're just starting your site, it's really important that you select these types of keywords, and we're going to hop over to Google now. I'm going to show you how to identify them. Okay, so we're here over at Google now, and using what I showed you before, we're going to start with the keyword karaoke machine and throw in some modifiers and look for those long tail unique keywords that we might want to write about for our Amazon affiliate site. So let's start with karaoke. You can see I've already searched this, but set karaoke machine, and let's type 4. Okay, let's actually throw the best at the beginning. Okay, best karaoke machine for kids, TV, adults, teenage girls, YouTube, the money, toddlers, 3-year-olds. Now, we don't have to stop here. We can start putting in letters after this to find more unique keywords that Google comes up with. And to be very honest with you, I will use keyword tools sometimes, but for a beginner, it's not really that necessary. You can assume, very safely assume, more accurate than a keyword tool, that if Google is auto-completing a keyword, then that keyword has demand. And if there's demand there and there's not a lot of competitors, it's worth going after that keyword, especially for a new website, because that's what's going to give you the roots to set, like to grow your site to get off the ground quickly, if that makes sense. So let's check out this one. So I just typed in best karaoke machine for A. So let's look at 5-year-old. So let's go through the results on the first page and figure out if anyone else is going after this specific modifier. So 5-year-old or a 5-year-old. So as you can see, Amazon kind of is. They have this generic category page, but generally I can ignore Amazon because when someone is searching for best something for something, Google knows the intent and Google's going to give them a guide. So it's giving them this spruce guide, but it's a generic one for best karaoke machines of 2020. It has nothing to do with a 5-year-old. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we can see ones that are catered towards kids, but still nothing going after a 5-year-old specifically. So that said, we don't really have to worry about this keyword. It seems like it's a very low competition keyword, and if we were to make a decent article about this on our WordPress Amazon affiliate site, there's a good chance we would rank for it over time without building any backlinks or doing anything like that. So I want to just add this keyword to the keyword affiliate spreadsheet tracker, and I suggest you make one of these yourself if you're doing this. And I'm going to put number of results on page 1 with the same intent. And when I say intent, I'm meaning the specific modifier that you're adding to the keyword. And as you can see, there's really none on the first page for this one, so we are going to mark it as 0 and as a high priority. So going back over to Google, let's look at one of these versus keywords. So this is obviously a brand of karaoke machine at Karaoke USA. So let's click this one, GF842 versus GF846. So as you can see, there's one site, this karaokeforall.com, which is kind of reviewing, like going over all the models. So that I might consider a point of competition because it has the same intent and I'm looking at the title specifically. I'm not like going into the article and really analyzing it deeply. All I look at is the words in the title because that is the most important ranking factor, or one of the most important ranking factors, I should say. So let's mark this as 1, but it's still a decent keyword by the looks of the other top results if we were to go after this specifically, Karaoke USA GF842 versus GF846. Let's see if there's any other ones in the top here. No. There's none other that go after this specific versus keyword right here. So I am going to add this to the affiliate sheet as well. I am going to add it as let's be fair, let's give it a 1, but let's say it's still a high priority because there's basically no competition on it. I mean, you should be ranking in the top results pretty quickly if you make an article like this. So now that I've showed you how to do this, your job is to get out there and identify 20 or 30 of these keywords where you're seeing a maximum of 2 to 3 items on the front page with the same intent. And you'll want to keep the topical relevance pretty similar as much as you can. So you're going to have a karaoke machine segment on your site. So find as many articles as you can about karaoke machines. And if you can't identify 20 or 30, that's okay. Maybe find 5, 10, 15, and then move on to another category and find as many as you can in that category. But by the end of this, you might be able to have 1 to 3 total categories on your site that you're going to start writing about once you find the keywords. So now let's talk about how to get hosting and pick a domain name. When it comes to getting hosting, I highly and wholeheartedly recommend using WPX hosting. They've saved me countless hours and dollars as well because their live chat support is just so damn good. I've used many other hosts in the past, including Siteground, GoDaddy, and my brother has used Bluehost. None of the other hosts I've used can compare to this level of service and support that I get from WPX. Their live chat always answers pretty much instantly, and it saves me so much time because I can focus on building on my websites, doing keyword research, figuring out the next move, rather than messing around with like the technical back-end stuff of the website. Most importantly, if you host your site there, it's super quick, and that's basically an indirect or direct Google ranking factor because the faster your page loads, the more people are going to stay on the page, the less likely they are to bounce off and click another page on the search results. So it actually makes you more money in the long run and improves your rankings over time. Again, it's been a total game changer for me, so if you want to check it out, buildassetsonline.com/WPX. They'll get WordPress installed for you with just a few clicks, so you don't have to worry about any of the technical details that you would if you were to choose a different host where you have to install it yourself and go through the cPanel and all that nonsense. Now, let's talk about domains. I like to pick a broad domain that's easy to remember. If you were going to make articles about karaoke machines, I highly recommend against going after something like coolkaraokemachines.com if that's even available. It really limits the potential of your site in the long term, and I think it just looks kind of stupid. For example, if you wanted to publish content about instruments down the line, it's really limiting your keyword choices to have karaoke machines in the domain. The demo site that I made is called Vocal Helper, but I could have easily picked something with music in the domain like Music Helper, Improve Your Music, even something like Music Panda. I'm not sure if those are available, but those are the types of domains that I would think about going after if I was going to create a music related site. So spend some time doing that. Don't overthink it, but just make sure your domain is easy to spell, easy to remember, easy to say out loud, and broad enough to grow your site. And make sure it's a .com. It's always better just to have a .com. So the first thing you're going to have to do when you open WordPress is pick a theme. If you navigate over to Appearance Themes, here's kind of the free theme that it comes with, but I always prefer to use GeneratePress Premium, and there's a few main reasons for that. The first reason is, like my reason for wanting good hosting, is that the theme is coded well and it just runs super fast. It looks great on mobile, looks great on desktop. Any device you're using it on, it looks great, and that's really important. Number two is that it's really easy to add elements of code anywhere on the site, like hassle and fuss free. So if you go over here, if you go to Elements, and you see here, you can create what's called GP hooks. So if I go to Add New, I can create a hook, and basically I can add the hook, as you can see as I'm doing on my screen, in the header, in the footer, before the header, before the footer, before the header content. There's just so many places where I can add code or text or whatever I want to add, and it just integrates well with the theme, and I don't have to install a different plugin, install a bunch of plugins, or do anything silly like that. You really don't want to install plugins for anything you need, because it's going to slow down your site drastically and just make it a lot more vulnerable to security threats. The final reason is that it's just really affordable. It's like $49, and you can put it across as many different sites as you want. And that's something that's really important to me, because I like to make a lot of websites. And if this is a business that you get into, you're probably going to want to make more than one site, especially when you start out. It's important to test and just do a bunch of different things. Usually the second, third, and fourth site you create ends up being way better than the first, just because you have that experience under your belt. And it's nice that if you already have the GeneratePress license, you just go and install it, and it's right there. Boom, you're ready to go. So if you want to check out this theme yourself, just go to buildassetsonline.com/generate. It's important to say that you can install the free version through the theme store, but you have to really install the premium version to get the features I was talking about as far as the hooks and stuff like that. But like I said, it's really affordable and it's just fantastic. All right, so let's talk about plugins for an Amazon affiliate site. The main plugin you're going to need, and really the only plugin that I use for the purpose of Amazon affiliate, is AAWP, and you can check that out at buildassetsonline.com/AAWP. And basically what AAWP is it allows you to pull images from the Amazon API. If you weren't aware of this, you're not allowed to just go on Amazon's website and like save an image to your computer and put it back on your website. That's actually against their terms of service, and you can get your affiliate account terminated or suspended if you do that, so don't go and do that. It's really important that when you pull anything from Amazon's website, that it comes from the API, and that's where AAWP comes in. So that's really the main plugin you need. You should also get Yoast for SEO purposes, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to work with AAWP, and we are going to go a little bit into Yoast when we talk about how to format our articles and fill out our meta titles and meta descriptions. So for the rest of this, we'll be working with AAWP and Yoast. And if you don't know how to add plugins to your WordPress site, it's really simple. You just go over to plugins and then go over to add new, and you can either upload a plugin or search for a plugin here. With the plugins I'm going to be talking about, Yoast, you can search for right in this bar right here, and AAWP you're going to have to upload using this little box right here. Alright, so once you install AAWP, it's going to show up here as on the side as the Amazon affiliate plugin, and you have to just navigate over to settings to set it up. I'm not going to walk through the entire setup here because they have plenty of instructions on what to do, but basically you need to hook up your Amazon API account, which is less overwhelming than it sounds. Trust me, it's pretty easy. One thing that you might get caught up on is sometimes you just disable this PHP SOAP extension, but since I use WPX, I just ask the live chat to do it on whatever site that I want to enable the extension on, and they do it right away. So again, just go through this setup process, it's not that hard. Let's get right over to, once you set it up, how to actually use it and how I recommend using it when you're first getting started. There's all these fancy things you can do to create tables and all that stuff. When you're first getting started on a site, I would not worry about that. I'm going to just give you the the basic, and like the 80-20 of what you need to do to use this plugin effectively. So in order to start using this plugin effectively, you're going to have to get the ASIN number of the product on Amazon that you're going to want to promote. So you just go over to the product page, and it's usually after the DP in the URL, but also it's right down here where it says Amazon ASIN or ASIN. So you can just grab that and copy and paste it, and then we're going to go right now to look at the short codes that you need to insert it into. So once you have the ASIN, these are the short codes that you can use to insert the image or the link to the product within your site. So just check here. You can pause this video and write them down or copy them. It just says Amazon fields equals ASIN, value equals link, title equals what you want the link to read on your site. So this will just create a link to the Kara King karaoke machine for kids and adults, and wireless microphone speaker with disco ball, blah, blah, blah. And the other one is this value equals thumb, image underscore size equals large. This will create basically just like a normal sized image of the product. Large is what you'd use for a normal sized image. And then if you just put Amazon fields equals, then put the ASIN, and then a button, that's going to insert a button, and it will just look like you can customize your button inside the plugin. I recommend making like a branded one for your site, and you can make the button say like check prices on Amazon or view product on Amazon, something like that, something that's within the terms of their affiliate agreement. So yeah, that's how you use the plugin. So you can pause the video if you need to take some notes on this. All this documentation on how to do this is on the AAWP website, so you don't need to do that if you don't want to. But let me just show you what this looks like once it is actually live on WordPress. You won't see these short codes at all. You'll just see the Amazon images and links. All right, so once it's live, it's going to look something like this. As you can see, you have the short code for the link here. I actually have this as an H2 tag, which I'll explain in a few minutes. So you can see what I put in the quotes is the title. I have the thumb, image size is large, and I have the button. So I just made the button green. I removed the card icon from it in the AAWP settings, and it just says view on Amazon. I don't have to type that into the short code. So yeah, again, pause the video right here if you want to see what it looks like, what it exports as, but you'll be saving these short codes and using them throughout the articles. So be sure to get familiar with these if you want to create an Amazon affiliate site the right way, where you need to actually pull from the API for the images. And plus, this will automatically follow the links, which is good for Google for SEO purposes. So that's another reason why you should be using a plugin out of the gate. So I've created some outlines for these types of Amazon affiliate articles that I've mentioned already that you've done keyword research for. But before I get into these, let me just walk through the WordPress editor real quick. So the first thing I want to talk about is the title. This is where your primary keyword is going to go, but you can surround it with things like numbers, the year, and anything else that you think would make it a little more compelling to the user. Just make sure your primary keyword is in there, and make sure the permalink is only your primary keyword. Don't throw these numbers in there, or like this number or the year. Just make sure it just says your primary keyword, nothing else. And this is going to be your H1 tag for the entire article, so you don't need to worry about inserting any more heading 1 tags, but we will get into heading tags in a second. The second thing is the featured image. You should insert a featured image. You can make one for free with Canva. You can check it out at buildassetsonline.com/Canva, or you can check out like royalty-free image sites. I think one is like pixabay.com. I don't really use royalty-free images, but I believe pixabay.com, unsplash.com. Don't take my word for that exactly, but you can check those out. I recommend Canva. Again, buildassetsonline.com/Canva. It's free, and they have some free images you can use as well, even if you don't get their premium version. So going all the way down here, I wanted to show you this Yoast widget here, the meta title and meta description. So what you can do is basically make your SEO title. You can make it the same or very similar to the title, and then write a short meta description basically saying, like, you can see what I wrote here: find the top picks for the top karaoke machines, or we can say find our picks for the top karaoke machines for 5-year-olds, and this vocal helper exclusive guide will help you choose the right one. I spelled stuff wrong. So yeah, make sure you filled out those, and let's now go over to the outline. So this is the outline I created for you with the AAWP shortcodes in it. And I did one for the best blank for blank, and I did one for the versus article. So let me just walk through real quick. And I want you to pay special attention to these tags. So I wrote this in as a heading 2. You don't want to actually write in H2 when you're writing your articles, when you're doing your article, but I just did it just for the point of showing these tags and what the point of them are. The tags create like a Roman numeral outline, and that's basically how you structure your article to be SEO friendly. That, and you're going to want to sprinkle in the main keyword maybe just once in the body of the article, and then variations of the keyword. So when I say variations, you can use the word 5-year-old or karaoke machines. Instead of best, you can use the word top. Just sprinkle that stuff in naturally throughout the article. And if you can get it in multiple types of heading tags, including in the regular normal text, the paragraph text, that's great too. But you should be able to, I'm going to leave a link to this outline in the YouTube description. So you should be able to open this, check it out yourself, copy and paste, all that good stuff. So let me do a quick walkthrough of the outline. So this best blank for blank, you're going to do an introduction, greet the user, and let them know what let them know that they're going to find what they're looking for. Your first H2, top karaoke machines for a 5-year-old. H3, this is the name of the product. So here I just put product 1. You can put the image, you can put a button, then you can talk about the product. You're never going to want to say the actual price of the product. It's against Amazon terms of service. Never copy reviews or copy anything from Amazon's website verbatim. That kind of goes without saying. So, but you can, focus on the benefits that the features of the product have to the user and all that good stuff. And you can use another H4 tag as pros and cons. By the way, you'll be able to see this in your WordPress editor, but you can notice as I'm doing it, as I click, the headings shift here. So if I were to go back to WordPress for a sec, you can see heading 3, heading 4, paragraph. Just be very mindful of these tags as you're creating your article. So then we continue, more heading 3s, product 2, product 3, product 4, product 5, and then another H2, you can write important karaoke machine considerations. Then you can put your H3s, things like sound quality, size, etc. And then another H2 as a wrap up, and you can insert any final links you want. If you want to make a final recommendation, that's a good spot to put it. You can put it right there. And now let's talk about the versus article. So again, give a quick introduction. And in this point, in this one, you're going to just put H2 of the karaoke machine that's being compared, a bunch of comparison points, and then another H2, name of the karaoke machine that's being compared, and a bunch of comparison points as H3s, another wrap-up H2, what's the right option for you, and you can insert another Amazon AAWP shortcode link in here, just the same way you were to do it, just the same way you would do with these heading tags. Like for the heading 3s, you would just put it here, but like in the paragraph, like actually in the paragraph text, so you can see it's normal text. I'm going to just unbold it so you can just work it into the text naturally. So it'd be like this. It would say this product 5 is worked into the text naturally. Okay. And then you can just underline it there if you haven't set up your theme to underline stuff automatically. But it should do that if you customize that right into the theme with a few CSS things. I think GeneratePress might do it automatically. I cannot remember, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. So anyway, guys, those are the outlines. I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and let's wrap this video up so it doesn't get too long. All right, everyone, we've covered a lot in this video. There's, of course, always more to cover, more little details, but I'm going to try and speed this up to kind of give you a pathway so you can go and start your Amazon affiliate site. Of course, number one is make sure you make an Amazon affiliate account if you haven't already. It's really easy to do. Just go to affiliate-program.amazon.com. You have 180 days to make a sale, which should be enough time using the keyword research methods that we talk about, and if you write the articles the way we talk about them. But if you don't, you can always reapply, so it's not really a problem. One thing that I just found out after I filmed this whole video, so it hasn't been an issue for me, I didn't really notice it because I already am making sales on my Amazon affiliate account, but they've recently, in late 2019 or early 2020, they throttled the amount of data that new accounts can pull from the API. So you may not fully be able to utilize a plugin like AAWP until a bit later down the line. So I'm really sorry about that. The outlines that I made still do them the way that I showed you, but you just may have to insert the links a little bit differently, which I'm going to show you in the next slide. So yeah, but then you'll definitely want to use AAWP later, simply because it just makes it so much more efficient to add in those links and those images rather than using Amazon's tools. It's just so many more clicks to use Amazon stuff to go to the affiliate website or use the site stripe. I've always found it just a pain, which is why I recommended AAWP from the beginning, but since I recently found out that they may have throttled that data, it might not be practical to use right away. But yeah, we'll talk about that in the next slide. So you should be adding an affiliate disclaimer to your site. Should be before every article with affiliate links. Here is what the quote directly from their terms of service or their operating agreement, whatever they call it. And it basically says, as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. This was a recent thing they did in late 2019 where they basically emailed all their associates and basically said that you got to have this in every article. Those weren't the words they used, but those were the main takeaways, at least for me. And you should also add an affiliate disclaimer in the footer and in a separate disclaimer page just to be safe. You're going to want to add privacy policy, terms of service, and about us to your website. You want to make your website actually look nice. It's really easy to do on GeneratePress. Just go to Appearance in WordPress and then Customize, where you can change all the colors, fonts, typography, etc. And I would get a logo done from somewhere on Fiverr and just pick a good looking color scheme. And again, going back to the operating agreement in terms of service for a second, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but don't let it stop you from getting started. Go get your site up, do that keyword research, and start writing the articles, get the articles underway. That's the most important thing. But you should always be doing your own due diligence on their operating agreement and keeping up with it, because it's always changing and it's your responsibility to stay on top of it. There's only so much I can cover in a video, and yeah, it's just, if you're going to be an Amazon affiliate, that's your responsibility. So, but here are some rules of thumb that are just pretty much well established, like universal rules, that if you're going to be doing an Amazon affiliate site, don't do these things. So you don't want to say prices. You can do it from the API in some circumstances and from Amazon's tools. I just stay away from saying prices, and I stay away from saying prices in general. As I mentioned, don't pull images from the API or using the tools from your affiliate, or don't pull images unless you're doing it from the API or using the tools from your affiliate account. So don't like download an image to your hard drive and put it on your site. And the last one is just make sure you have the right disclaimers in place. Again, you're going to want to look at their operating agreement. I gave you the generic statement that they basically indicated that everyone should have in their articles, but it is up to you to do that due diligence. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the site stripe and the Amazon linking tools. All right, so if you're having issues with AAWP or using a different plugin to pull from the API, you're going to have to insert images and links via your Amazon Associates site stripe. So if you're logged into your Amazon Associates account, what's going to happen is if you go on Amazon.com, you're going to see that you have this site stripe above here. And what you're going to do is just select text and image, or text plus image. I don't recommend using this one. It kind of makes something that kind of looks like an ad, but so you can just create text, which you can link to on WordPress. Make sure you make it a no follow link. And image, you can just create an image that you put into the HTML code in the WordPress editor. And it's really that simple. But again, it does get cumbersome. So as soon as you start generating a few sales, I would switch over to AAWP for all future articles, just so you can easily create those outlines and insert those ASINs just like real seamlessly. Like, I hate doing it this way. I dread it. And it's a real shame that I found out that Amazon made that change to throttle the API. So that's about it for this tutorial, guys. If you need extra help, you can reach out to me, work one-on-one with me and my brother Mike in our membership group, buildassetsonline.com/membership. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more stuff like this one, please subscribe to the channel. give this video a like and leave me a comment. I will see you guys in the next video.